Hello, I'm Donna Tornillo, and I'm the Clarity Creator. And I also have the honor of being the membership ambassador for the Brand Builders Club here in Florida. And we are going to have one of our wonderful Members Day soon. And I want to introduce you to one of the phenomenal speakers that's going to help us be more successful in our business and share unbelievable information with us. And I want to introduce you to Groote, who is in the business of my site. He is the Chief Content Officer, and up to this point in time has written over 5 million words. I can't even comprehend that. That is absolutely amazing, Chris. You know, let alone say 5 million words. Just the fact that you have written that much and done that much for other people is absolutely amazing. So I'm so happy that you're with us today, and I really appreciate your time this morning. And I would really like to know what your topic is and what you're going to speak about to members to help them be more successful in their business.
Well, thank you graciously, Donna. I'm actually going to be speaking about outsourcing, because in the course of writing those 5 million words, as me and as the business grew, we had a lot of growing pains. My partner and wife, Jamie, we had started the business, we 12x'd the business, and then we outsourced, and we learned a lot of things the hard way. And so it's going to be a lot of the different things that were tripping us up in a lot of different places. So, you know, it could be, you know, just where to go find good help. But more importantly, how do you convey your passion as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's created this enterprise, as somebody who's growing this and is willing to put in 16, 18 hours? How do you turn that passion and put it into somebody else's heart? It's pretty hard to do. So those outsourcing pains are one of the things I'm going to be really drilling down and talking about in the next Members Day.
Well, I know our Members Day topic is scaling. How does outsourcing, for those of us that are solo entrepreneurs and we don't even think about there's anybody else in our business but ourselves, when you talk about scaling and when you talk about outsourcing, just what does that mean? What does that mean? How is that going to help me?
Absolutely. With Donna, if you think about your average day as an entrepreneur, there's always some things that you're doing that are what, you know, somebody else could be taught to do, whether that's checking your email, whether that's buying your groceries. So there's things that you repetitively do throughout the day at the bare minimum that you could turn right back around and find somebody to do, somebody local, or alternately, maybe you're looking at creating content like that's, we talked about 5 million words. I wasn't writing it for myself. I was writing it for others. So maybe it's content creation. Maybe it's helping you to put together automation or different campaigns. There's a lot of different places that you aren't an expert at as the entrepreneur. You need to find the experts at. One of the things we're going to talk about is how to avoid finding the wrong experts and how to maintain the right experts in your business, and ultimately how to find low cost people to help you with minimum wage activities. You know, who goes through your email? How many emails do you get each day? Hundreds. Do you have time as an expert to go through every single email? Those are things we're going to be talking about, and how to avoid being tripped up by those mistakes.
Well, I think that's really important because, you know, there have been people that have offered to help me, and they've been friends, that hasn't always been, and I love them dearly, but it hasn't always been a good experience. So you're going to then show me where I go from here, and how is that?
Well, yeah, and one of the painful lessons was that friend thing you talked about. That friend thing cost me thousands of dollars because we employed a friend who we felt understood the passion that we had. That friend didn't get that. That friend figured that this is a salary deal, and that, you know, whether it was 25 hours a week or 40 hours a week, she should get paid the same. So there were challenges in there. So that's exactly the sort of thing that we're going to be talking about. You really have to, you know, the old phrase, good friends make good neighbors. That's part of being successful in outsourcing, is defining every single thing that could go wrong so that everybody on both sides of the conversation knows how not to screw up. So what are your motives? All these things, that's all part of what we're going to talk about, and try to give you exactly what you need to not make the same mistakes I've made, or at least make them in new and exciting ways.
Right. So it is about communication. It seems like the basis of all of this, and that's what you do. I mean, you are a communicator, and we talk about the 5 million words, but you still have to then explain to someone what it is that you really, really want. So you're going to teach us how to do that and show us why that's important in order to, if we are going to outsource, getting that right person.
Yeah, I'll give you a perfect example, Donna. If I asked you to come over here, and I grill, it's only a couple 100 miles. If I asked you to come over here and clean my kitchen, and that's all I said, your idea of clean, I am just, by stating that, I'm just assuming that you and I have the same idea of clean. That's where a lot of people make mistakes. They make assumptions that you know what this means. Check my emails. It's communication's key. Defining what checking my email means, defining what clean is, defining all these things. It is about communication. And once you have that, it's about systems to keep everybody happy and make sure everybody knows exactly what's going on. So communication, 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 and definition.
And definition, that's really important. So what I'm hearing also is that if I outsource, that's going to give me more time to do things that I love, whether it's in the business or it's just things that I love to do. For me, I love ballroom dancing. So, I mean, it's more time for that. Who knows? So is that what you're saying to me then? That gives me more time?
Correct. And outsourcing is going to give you more time, but it's also going to put you as the entrepreneur into situations where you're creating the most good for your company. So if you're the sales, if you're the rainmaker for your business, then you're out making the rain. Meanwhile, somebody else is handling things internally, whether it's bookkeeping, whatever that is. So yeah, it allows you to focus on the things that you need to focus on as the entrepreneur, as the owner, as a mother, as a wife, as a spouse, as a whatever. There's just some things that you can find and pass along to others who are very good at that task, that it's just not in your core competency. And you need to relinquish that as the entrepreneur and realize, I can't do this. A lot of people talk about the term solopreneur, somebody who's doing it all in their business. Who would want to do everything in your business? You got to plunge the toilets if you're doing everything in your business. That's no fun. So part of the reason we got into business for ourselves was to have more fun, because we didn't like the corporation we were in, or we didn't have the skill set to go over here and do something else. So we got into something we were good at. Outsourcing allows you to concentrate on the things you're extremely good at, the things that really create income, and have a team backing you up. So it's a huge thing that saves you a lot of money. Most of us, if you think about it, are doing it already. You don't do your own taxes. You outsource that to an accountant. You don't do your own bookkeeping. You outsource that to a piece of software. So, you don't do your own dry cleaning. So we're doing this already. We're just trying to get you, or I'm just going to be teaching you how to do it a little bit smarter and a little bit safer. And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, I like the fun part. That sounds really great. Plus, I get to learn a lot about how to make my life a little bit easier with business. Because what you're saying is we got into business to do what we love. And this will allow us to focus on doing what we love in our business, not all the other extra things that seem to be happening around us. And I really, really like that.
And that's true. And, in your business, if you're giving people clarity, you're making money. If you're doing your bookkeeping, you're not making any money. So it allows you to focus on things that allow you to generate more income for your company as well. And that personally makes me happy too.
And that's the most important part that we're going to learn. Exactly. I mean, it is, we're doing what we love, but it is about making money. And you're talking about allowing us to have that time to do what we love and make the money without being concerned about some of those other extra little things that we don't need to do.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And you need to be concerned about them, but there are ways to protect yourself from them. So all part of the presentation. And I think that you'll get some real value, or the people that choose to join us are going to get some real value for it.
Well, I believe you're absolutely right because I love what you said so far. So I really appreciate your time this morning, Chris. Thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say at our next Members Day. And I know that other people will join us and learn a lot as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Donna. Have a great day, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.